Hi there. I'm going to walk us through the solution for problem 6 in chapter 4 on page 31 in my book. So when we open up the data sheet, you'll notice that um, along with the data, there were two blank sheets. One of those blank sheets I repurposed for my documentation sheet, but the third one we don't need at all. So I'm going to delete that. Um, Also, we have some blank columns and rows that we don't need. Those are not, that doesn't follow our best practices. So I am going to delete those. Okay, so this is a familiar problem. We actually completed this problem earlier in the term, um, but we are going to use an index function to complete this problem. And so we have a list of workers, and rather than names, workers here are given numbers. Um, and they can complete one of three jobs, and so they're listed here. And um, their performance in those jobs has been ranked. So worker one, for example, has been rated a 4 on job 1. When worker 1 completes job 2, they've been rated a 5. And when worker 1 completes job 3, they have been rated a 4. The other thing that we know is that each worker is assigned to one of the three jobs. So in this case, worker 1 has been assigned to job 2. And what we are asked to do is to return a value in A3 that tells us what the worker's rank is in the job to which they are assigned. So for the first worker, worker 1, that worker has been assigned to job 2. And for job 2, they've received a rank of 5. So when we use our formula, I would expect to have the rank of 5 returned here. Similarly, for worker 2, they are also assigned to job 2, and in that case, they have been given a rank of 1. So that's what we'll expect to see here. I do that just so that we can sort of check our formula once we create it. So we are going to use an index and an index formula to look up the value for each worker, or the rank for each worker for the job to which they're assigned. And to do that, we need to name a data range. And so the range that we want to name is the rank. Okay, so that's what I'll do now. Okay, and I'll call this rank, I suppose. Okay, so let's get started. Index. The first thing that we need to enter here is the reference. So where should Excel go to look up the data? So when I click F3, I see here's rank. Now, if you could remember that, you could also just type it in. So we're now asked which row number should Excel use to look up the value? And in this case, the row number is the worker number. So we want Excel to look in column 1 for worker 1. So I'll click here, C3, okay, and then I'll use a comma. Here's the interesting part. Which column number should Excel look to? So of course we know Excel wants to find the intersection of a row and a column, and it wants to return that value. So the tricky part here is we're not sure, for us to tell Excel which one of these jobs that the worker is assigned to, Excel should actually refer to the value that's in the B column, because this is where this is where we have the data about which job the worker is assigned to. So in this case, I will enter B3. Down a little bit and we'll check our work. So in fact, we already know that the answer we're expecting is 5, and that's what we got. The answer we were expecting here was 1, and that's what we got. So I'll copy this down a little bit. Let's check this one because we have a different job that worker 7 is assigned to. So worker 7 is assigned to job 3, which is right here. So the value I would expect to see returned is 5. And in fact, it is 5. So the formula does work. So now what I'll do is I'll copy this down, and a shortcut to do that is I'll click on this cell here. And if you watch when I move the, I'm hovering my mouse or moving the cursor. Right now you'll see sort of a fat plus sign. Watch as I move to the bottom right-hand corner of the cell. See how it has changed now to a thin plus sign? When you have that thin plus sign, if you double click, it will copy the formula all the way down to the bottom of your data. And I'm going to do that now. And we can scroll down and see. In fact, it's copied it all the way down. So I'm going to remove this highlighting because we just use that highlighting to sort of check our work. There we go. And that completes the solution to problem 4.6.